respect to the business in that regard, because I really could continue doing what I want.
No sound.
Personal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we lost sound.
Yeah, I don't know why. I do too.
That's all right. I'm delivering a customer's car right now. I let him come test drive it. He's outside and I got to go get the keys because it's not paid for yet.
Go get the keys.
Where'd
Man,
Cody and DS go?
Night delivery. That's
I don't know.
Right here.
pretty pinkies out.
Yeah.
I'm a bottle of oil.
Customer service, baby.
Talking can of oil.
Why is this?
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Are we not on? I don't see.
We're live. It's
Are
there.
we?
Yeah, are we
Yeah.
live? That
Yeah.
was weird.
Yeah, we're
I'm on your
live.
channel. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
I got the
go.
no-
I
need to
see
go
it.
try
There's
to log
one.
in.
There's only one
It's
person
just-
watching.
What? No one's here. That's a lie. They're here.
No, there's a lot in here. No,
Yeah,
it's
it
Crowdster.
just
Check
said
it.
Guys,
one person.
comment if you're here. We can't tell if you're here or not.
Yeah, I don't know where the
No, you got to
The
exit
chat
out of the
is-
chat and go back
It's
in.
all of our first day and nobody knows what's going on.
yeah, it says comments not
It's still better
supported.
than my first live. So it's
It still only shows one.
I was really scared on my first live. I didn't know what to do.
If you exit out
chat
of the
is playing.
comments and then go back into it, now it shows 47.
Really?
Well, there's
I
only
did
5
this-
like buttons, so there must be only 5 people here.
I don't know what got. Oh, I don't know what happened.
Hell, like 10 people here now. I'm watching.
Okay, so let me go to here. Let me go to here. Let's see if I'll screw this up again. Halle. All right, I think. Oh.
Yep, there it is, 63.
Yeah, there we go. I had it all screwed up. I don't know. Like, how did it not even go to this screen? WTF? It's
Broke the
okay.
inter-
Hey,
broke the internet.
TS has
okay.
morphed into a bottle of oil.
He
I'll point that
just
out.
did an oil change on his 23.
What kind of oil did he use?
Hi guys, evening fellas. Hi. Hey
I knew
boys. My
everyone's
freaking
here.
contacts are. You're live. Yep. We lost Bruce. Yeah, what happened to all these guys?
Oh, you didn't take your contacts out, man? That's gonna
No.
you're gonna pay for that in about an hour.
No. I have a 402 after CAC replacement. Wonder why.
Wait,
Make sure you
why?
got
I don't know
everything-
why.
Think everything got plugged in? Where'd DS go? What do you do? Just cop out and leave?
No,
You
I'm
there?
right here.
Well, he
Oh,
left
okay.
his bottle of oil there for us to look at.
that's not a very good like stowaway location.
You know what? You should kick him out and then re-invite him.
What up, Darren?
Why, you got
So yeah,
something?
we're
Hey,
on
wait,
time.
hear him. He's in
There's
there.
no lid on it either.
Do you just like
That's
do you
not
just
gonna
shut
work
the
very
hood
well.
and it holds it right there?
I don't know. I don't know what it's doing right there.
It's going to lubricate the top of the engine.
Oh, here
Yeah.
comes Cody.
Your plastic valve cover won't rust.
My children are yelling at
Oh,
each other.
there he is.
Like
There
we're
he-
looking
there
at
he
Rich
isn't.
through a window.
Internet shit in the bed.
Dude, all of ours did. It must have been that 12:20 broadcast.
Dude,
Yeah.
that
After-
right around the same time, I lost internet in my shop. The tow lot across the street lost internet. Everybody lost internet for like 30 minutes, and my guys were like, "I guess we could go home." What?
At that same time, we actually lost water pressure in the
Wow.
house, and we're on city water. And I was
It was-
like, "Well, is it leaking under my house?"
It
So I
was
went
a
out to the meter.
diversion.
So
I
what
went-
really happened? I want to know what really something's not adding. Not adding.
I went out to the meter to see if it was leaking under the house because I don't have any faucets running or there's no leaks and there's no flow. So I was like, well, gotta be in city side, not mine.
Ain't mine.
And they didn't post a boil notice.
No.
You might want to boil your water.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, Rod,
Don't drink it.
You should
If I
make
die, I
wife
die.
moderator so her name is Blue also. You don't have to do it right now. It's fleeting thought.
Did it.
We should all be moderators.
I don't know if I'm worthy of that.
You see it?
I'm a good
No.
She
moderator.
turned blue.
Me, I'm not a big moderator type of person. I'm not really.
You're not gonna be a moderator.
I will
Yeah, I
be, but I'm
think
not
DS
gonna.
is.
Moderator, but
I'm not gonna like catch nobody.
I think
Who's
you are.
moderators? Me, Ray, Lauren, Rich.
Oh, wow. Bruce lost his internet.
How about them fuel?
Wow.
The government's cyber attacking us.
That's what that alarm was at 2 p.m. today.
I thought this was a big diversion.
I tried to
Oh,
turn my
that-
phone off so I didn't have to say.
It was a big diversion from the stock market collapsing today.
Don't say that.
It was that. Oh yeah,
Did the stock market collapse today?
yeah.
A
Something like
distraction
that.
from something.
Well,
Wow.
they were saying yesterday that they were going to do it at a certain time, but they were going to test the system.
They were 2
They've been
minutes.
saying
early.
it for like, they've been saying it for weeks.
Yeah.
I thought Russia was gonna nuke us today. that time.
Whoa.
Maybe they
Easy.
did nuke us today. We don't know about it.
Easy, fellas.
Oh.
It's like all of a
gotta
sudden,
say-
live stream canceled.
Them
Hey,
are.
Ray, when were you in Hawaii?
Oahu, Honolulu, and Mililani. Mililani was
when?
the town in the middle.
What-
What is it?
What year? What year?
Oh, what year? 2015. Yeah, I was there in 15.
Was it 2017 or 2018 when that state actually set off a false alarm by accident?
No,
On
that was
everybody's cell phone?
that was 2015. Yeah, I was there. I was
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I was there for that. It was stupid, and everybody was really mad.
They said the guy accidentally pressed the wrong button and he got fired for that.
No. What actually happened is they let the news crew. We're about to get canceled. They let the news crew into the office or whatever that you could see, like showing the command center for the emergency system or whatever. And they had Post-it notes with passwords and admin logins on the computers, and then they put it on the news. And then people from the news went in there and logged in, set the alarms off. That's what really happened.
Wow.
It happened in Florida too in 2020 or
People from the
2018.
news. You mean people
Or-
from people who were like watching TV at home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Was it
They saw the
4chan?
They saw the Post-it notes on the computers,
And then
then
they logged in.
They screenshotted it, zoomed in, got all the login info, then broke into the system and then set the alarms off.
It happened in Florida. And was it 2020 or 2018 or something like that at 4:45 in the morning when it was supposed to be on the TV, but it went at everybody's cell phones instead.
I remember when that happened. We were not happy.
Never.
Nobody,
That
we were pissed, man.
No, that
Everybody's
reminds
alarms went off in the middle of the night.
that reminds me of like I don't know, some time ago I saw a guy posted a gift card that he was trying to sell for Home Depot, and he posted both sides of it, and people just spent the money.
Oh, stupid. Oops.
Oops.
Yeah. People were like, "Thanks for the tools, man. Thanks for the 2x4s."
Let me go back.
I let a credit card number slip one time on a video. I was putting gas in a car and I thought I palmed it, and I didn't. Like you could see like between my fingers the number, and instantly people were emailing me telling me
Come
that
on.
they were like, "Hey bro, it's here." Like they saw it. Like I never even saw it when I edited, and everybody emailed me and let me know that I had I doxed my credit card number on a YouTube video. And the coolest part was nobody tried to rip me off. It was like 3 or 4 hours before I noticed the emails, and nobody had touched the card. There was no activities.
Wow.
Because you got all your OGs watch first thing, so they're not gonna. Those are not the people that are
Yeah.
gonna.
Well,
Yeah,
they didn't have the 3-digit on the back either, right?
what is it?
Maybe they didn't have the 3-digit.
I mean, you can still get a card to run without
Yeah.
the 3 digits. It depends.
But not
on-
without the billing address or zip code.
Yeah, but you could probably sleuth that information.
Yeah, it can be discovered quickly.
Were
You can
people
find
that nice, or maybe they needed more info. They
Well-
needed a zip and maybe something else.
Well, I'm just saying. it happened.
I mean,
But people are
mean,
nice. People,
yeah.
there's good people out there.
There
That
are.
reminds me of that Facebook post that somebody memed, and it was like, how much money is in your account? Shows the credit card number, the expiration date, the security code, and the billing zip code. That's how much money you have in your account. And people were actually responding to this with all the numbers. It's like you just put all your stuff on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's Dirty DS now?
I'm right here.
Oh, he's flexing with the do. Oh, okay, he's got the equipment out. He's flexing. One thing he was flexing. DS Trucks straight flexed for me on Monday. I want to give a big. Oh Christ! Jesus Christ. That like was the worst timing, bro. This guy right
Oh my
here
God.
crying out loud was such a big help. We're gonna talk about some stuff that's been going on here in another video, but just fresh in my mind here with him for crying out loud was a big help here on Monday, and much appreciated and big thanks to him. My man knows how to work a trailer, and
DS Trucks, he's in the game.
DS Trucks.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry. The axle popped off that trailer right the day before I came out there.
So he had to make sure it was fresh for you.
Axle in there for that.
Don't
that's it.
worry, the axle came off, no problem.
I put a
Yeah,
fresh
there,
one in.
there we go. He's got the shop all set up. I like it. I like it. We got Crowdy. Crowdy's not over the road anymore, doing the midnight oil run. So we got the availability for a Ruby Red and some things for the trucks that have single alternators. We have a contraption, pretty slick. It's a liquid heat generator, an LHG, and instead of having that secondary alternator, you would have this liquid heat generator in the same location as the secondary alternator, and it provides heat, and I'm talking heat very quickly compared to the PTC heater that comes with the cold weather package supplemental heat that you can get from the factory. But when you compare the two side by side, I got a video that we're going to go over comparing the two. It's pretty noticeable, and definitely when
You actually
we're
installed this thing?
say that one more time.
Did you actually install this thing on a truck?
We are going to install. I've seen it on a truck and have saw some footage of it with some test equipment hooked up, and I mean the numbers don't lie. So I was pretty impressed to see the amount of time it took from freezing 18 degrees start up, blowing 140-degree heat out of the vents in probably about 3.5 minutes, and that's freaking huge. So compared to Michigan, even the guys in the Great White North and the oil pipelines, these guys are really affected and have mastic patches on the oil pans to heat the oil up. And then they got the block heater installed, and they got the grill cover, and then they got this and this. And these are all supplements to heat the various fluids and the different parts of the engine. To aid in cold start, because what do we have for ignition on diesels? We work with heat of exactly. Well, we need heat. So imagine being able to be efficient and get the vehicle up to operating temperature and not have that delay. And in addition to that, what burns our DPF? Heat. So if we heat the engine up faster, that is going to get those hydrocarbons burned out of the DPF. We're going to be doing, I wouldn't say considerably less regens, but we're probably going to be noticing a difference because we're going to be heating that after treatment up even quicker, and the engine, windows that regens are going to take place in. So if anybody, go ahead.
When you talk to these guys, how much energy does this device use to generate this heat? 'Cause it's like not free.
Well, it runs off the crank, and it's got a clutch like an AC like an AC compressor, so it can be on and off depending on the temperature that it's monitoring. So it's not going to make the engine overheat. It's going to get up to temperature and then shut off once it reaches its, because the engine continuously goes hot, cold, not cold, but cools down, gets hot and cools down. And looking at the graph data, the temperature data stayed much more plateaued than the truck in the video that did not have the LHG on it. So
Well,
Does this work like a AC compressor, sort of?
it does, but the guts of it are like a torque converter.
Okay.
And when the coolant, shears across itself, like the transmission fluid does, it basically is causing friction against itself, against all those molecules, which in turn is putting that heat right back into the fluid, which is what is going to be heating our passenger compartment and going through and heating up our engine and opening up the thermostat faster, way faster than it would be not having it on. So it won't come on, I think, below 50 degrees or 40. There's a threshold. I can't remember the exact number, but
That's why I was asking. I didn't know if it had some sort of temperature sensor or some
Yep,
kind of pressure
yep.
sensor or anything like that. So
yep, temperature sensor's got a little module, a little standalone module that kind of sits over by the battery.
I would be surprised if you see some sort of that technology make its way into OEM applications, like the OE manufacturers in incorporating that, because startup emissions are like 80% of what is actually a pollutant, and anything that they can do to bring catalyst and DPF up to temperature, that's going to be that's the goal. I mean, that's why cats are right off the manifold. That's why manifolds have one exhaust port anymore, because it brings the temperature up. It brings to have the collector built into the cylinder head brings catalyst temperatures up. So if they can bring the engine temperature up faster, I bet you they're looking. I don't know if they're gonna do anything, but I know they got to be paying attention.
I mean, the first gen Escapes had a 110 plug on the front of them for rapid heat too, for those guys.
Yeah, I forgot
Or
about
the
that.
Mariner hybrids and the Escape hybrids, they had
Those are
rapid heat.
such good vehicles.
I know. I keep driving mine. I just had to buy fan. I just had to buy pack fans.
You're down south, aren't you? Though you're in.
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with the problems that the Rust Belt has to deal with those.
Yeah, ours looks brand new. There's not one spot of rust on it.
Those things are really good. I'm not trying to derail the conversation, but those things like to detach the rear shocks from the shock tower all the time. Like I see them in the yard, they run and drive, but they're all the time rear shock towers collapsed.
Yeah, I seen someone ghetto rig one and put it up for sale. Says it's in great shape, and you see the piece of sheet metal that they use to make a shock tower out of.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Gosh, the top of my foot is just so bad. This application has been really been pushing on generators. So these big, like I don't know, like huge. I don't know. This thing's got to be like 10,000-pound generator. You can pull behind like an Ingersoll Rand generator, like a big GE. These engines, because the people, don't, it'll be I'm just giving you a number. Let's say 50 kilowatt. Well, these guys are only using 2 kilowatts of power and wind up wet stacking this engine, and it never, it gets all sludged up and never reaches operating temperature. So what this company has wound up doing and sold to GE and Ingersoll Rand, that they are from the factory installing these LHGs. And when these vehicles, when these generators are not being at their full potential, they have the ability to reach full operating temperature and not sit there and fumble out being stagnant in its own self because it's not running at its full potential. It's like it was designed to run, at 50 kV and not one. It's like these things just sit there and idle. So now they got it adapted for school buses and especially getting the heat in the back of the bus for the children. And now the Super Duty, they got it for the Cummins and they have it for the Duramax. But I'm gonna get one on a Ford. I'm looking for a truck for anybody who's local to the Metro Detroit area. If you're interested, email us. I have a kit sitting on top of the old truck.
How big is it?
Looks the same size as the secondary alternator. Just got some lines coming out of it.
So it's not terribly huge.
On the
Doesn't
side of the
make
box, it says light and medium duty diesel trucks, diesel generators, school buses, industrial equipment, heavy duty trucks, public transportation, emergency vehicles, and construction equipment.
Does it
So-
doesn't make any noise when it's operating?
Mhm. You just
So
hear
what are those-
a click from the clutch.
Do the lines tap into something on the cooling system?
Yeah, so you
Yes.
disconnect one of the quick disconnects from the heater core, and they give you a quick disconnect that connects to that, and then the male end to connect into the heater core line that you just disconnected, and then it runs in front. The lines run neatly in front of the EGR cooler, kind of like where the harness clips in, where the secondary alternator wire would be running. And that's kind of it. So
I did a video and I kind of got made fun of a little bit by Cliff as well. He kind of clowned me a little for this video.
Dang. Diming him out, man. Calling him out.
Mhm.
I was messing around with the truck and I was kicking around the idea of plugging in the block heater while just sitting there idling when it's real cold out. The reason I was kicking around that idea is because if you idle a new modern diesel in the cold weather, wintertime, it doesn't make enough heat and it'll just run cold. Like the temperature will drop. The coolant temp will go down like under 100 degrees and you'll lose heat. But you can high idle it as well and it helps. But the heat will slowly rise. It's not quite enough. That's why I was kicking around the idea of just what would happen if you plugged in the block heater too. What kind of effect? I don't know if it would be enough. What amount? I was gonna try it once we get cold weather to see if
I
it
didn't
would.
think that would. I don't think that heats the coolant enough.
I
no,
don't know. I mean, it gives you like 100 degrees on your coolant in the cold weather if you just not running the engine at all. But I don't know.
Yeah, but you're also assuming. So I know that at that point you have the engine developing heat, but you also have the entire cooling system working to negate any heat. I mean, you still have a heater core, which you're trying to run heat on in your vehicle. So you're pulling the heat out of, you're pulling the energy out there, and then you have your radiator. And the engine's running. There's going to be some airflow across that, especially if defrost on, AC compressor's on.
Yeah, you have your radiator, but if your engine's that cold, I mean, your thermostat's probably closed, and your
You're right.
engine block heater is right on your engine, like it's in the engine block. And I mean, how many watts is that? It's anywhere from 800, 900 watts to 1500 watts. I don't know exactly how many watts they pull, but I
Are
don't
you
know.
worried about,
Maybe
like-
it won't have
like-
any effect at all, but maybe, I don't know. I'd have to
You
try
talking
it.
about, well, so that's AC. So are you talking about putting like some sort of inverter and wiring it to the truck?
Yeah, that's true. It's AC, and the truck has
Oh
2
yeah,
kilowatts.
I live in the 90s, man. I that was not a possibility back then. So
Yeah. But so the thing is, I think something's off with the truck because it tells me it's 800 watts, but everything that I put in there, the wattage is off a little low. So I think the truck's not reporting the right amount of wattage necessarily. I want to check it with a different device to see how much watts it's actually pulling. But on the topic of like ways to heat up the motor, I wonder maybe one is not enough. If there was a way that they could put a slightly larger one or something in there that maybe pulled a
So
little more wattage.
Where is the block heater? Is it like the old school where it fits in where a freeze plug would be or a casting plug would be?
It's threaded in
Very
on the
similar,
passenger
yeah, but
side
it's
and the
threaded.
back.
Yep, big long element.
I was impressed by how much heat it made for, like, say in the wintertime, you pop the hood open and you touch that motor's warm. Like the whole engine, it keeps that engine pretty warm.
Wow.
DS, just get one of those diesel heaters if you want to run it while you're running the truck.
Right.
What do you mean, Cody?
One of the diesel heaters that go in line with the cooling system.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen one
We
of
talked
those.
about this last week.
You remember what you talked about last week?
He
dipped out
probably
last
either
week,
fell
man.
asleep or
I
dipped
I
out.
remember talking about a reefer.
Urethra?
A reefer.
There's
you-
diesel.
Aretha
There's
Franklin?
diesel heaters that run off
Urethra.
diesel fuel. That
Oh,
coolant
yeah,
flows
yeah, I
through.
remember that. It runs on diesel fuel.
Yeah, they're like $400 for a Chinese knockoff.
Well, I don't want it to be running on extra fuel.
It's not like it's going to use that much. It uses like a liter every 2 hours or something like that. Something
Liter of
stupid.
cola.
Or just high idle. You know, high idle
You're in
seems
Florida,
okay.
you don't see liter.
Liter of cola.
Litra.
Well, the problem
Florida.
is I'm using metric system at work right now. I haven't
Ouch.
used standard for like the last 9 or 10 months.
Imperial.
Liter is French for give me a damn
Give
large.
me a cola.
Give me
It's like
a goddamn
it's like
little
a
gold.
quarter
Want
of
me
a
to
gallon.
punch aside your face for free?
Yes, just get the Titan tank or the S&B tank for your truck and not worry about it.
S&B.
Or
I
not
wanna-
live somewhere so cold that you have to do that.
Cliff, nobody's talking to you. So I want to see if this guy say one more word. Oil pan heater. I want to get one. I want to check one out. See what the old oil pan heater can do.
They work
You know-
good.
I've only seen one truck come in, and it was a freaking Transit.
Did you have one at some point?
Who?
Did you try one out?
Yeah, I put one of those like inline hoses in the bottom. I split the bottom radiator hose and then I put a inline coil heater. And then
Oh,
I
no
put the
kidding.
hose back on and I clamped it. And within just minutes, I mean, I walked back to the house, I plugged it in, went inside, grabbed the garbage and stuff, threw it out, came back, and I was like, dude, this freaking hose around this area is already starting to get warm. It was already heating up.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
So they work. I put one on the
That's
oil pan
12
and I put one.
Was that a 12-volt heater?
Yeah.
Wow. I wonder how much heat or wattage or, you know.
They warm up the system pretty good. I mean, the add-ons work. The pads for the oil pan and the trans pan and stuff, they work really well. But you have to be careful though, because a lot of people say that you want to get the right size for your truck. Like I have a little small base on my oil pan. The oil pan works as a heat sink, and then the fluid starts pulling the heat from the pan and stuff. And if you get something that's too large, it can. Somebody was saying something about it'll burn up the connections, or you need enough material around it to pull the heat out of the pad, or else you're overworking the pad for no reason.
Well, I'm kind of interested in that coil that you put in line.
Oh, that was
on the
nice.
hose.
I still have it too. I'm not going to get rid of it when I'm done building the Grand Marquis. When I get done with the supercharger and everything, that's staying in the. I don't know why, but I'm going to leave it.
Well, these new trucks, they on the topic of trying to get enough heat inside of these motors, they make nowadays 300, dang near 400 amps on the alternator side. That pretty much goes to waste because the truck don't need that much amperage. I wonder if somehow they could take some of that 12-volt and come up with some kind of heater. Take the
Oh, you
120
said- you
out of
said
it.
Got you,
12.
Ray. Got you, Ray.
You said
Oh, you got a
12.
flip phone?
Wow,
was-
Seriously,
that looks like
dude's
it's
got a flip
perfect
phone.
shape. Why
Mine
He
is it?
wasn't
pulled that out
slow.
while we were at dinner the other day.
Hell yeah. He said flip phone.
I did say. flip phone.
Elwood, my main Elwood. Yeah, Elwood. Nah, Crowdy ain't listening to me.
There's a guy in the comments asking about a Jeep in there, and he's talking about four-wheel drive service.
Yeah, we don't talk about Jeeps, Cliff.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
I'm
you
trying to-
really got it out for Cliff tonight, man. What happened?
this guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was trying to show him there's like a actuator on the backside of the axle. and
Turn them
the
lights
plug-
on.
All right. Well,
Turn them lights on.
Yeah, you need a flashlight.
Oh, snap.
so it's right there, and that plug right there comes undone sometimes.
Is
Or you
that for
can
like
snatch it on
locking the rear axle?
It's for the locking the front axle. But
Oh,
that typically your service or it could go bad. The service wheel drive will come on for that. I mean, four-wheel drive will work and everything, but it just the light comes on.
yeah. I didn't really. What is yours like a loaded up truck then? I guess to have locking axles.
4x.
Yeah, it's pretty loaded.
Because I thought that was like a Rubicon thing where you could. That's like how you got locking axles. Was you had to buy a Rubicon.
The Willys have locking axles as well.
Oh,
Locking
I don't
He's
know.
axles.
Anything, I don't know.
He's close to a Rubicon.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm genuinely asking, not trying to poke fun.
Hmm.
As easy as it is.
It
Well-
has almost everything that a Rubicon has.
Probably not the detachable or the automatic detaching sway bar and links.
That's the only thing I don't have.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Wait,
tell you
they
what,
have
every-
automatic. And
Yeah, you can click a
What?
button and then you have no sway bars when you go off road. And then
get out.
So
Yeah.
the Broncos have it too. The Broncos have
I
it.
didn't
yeah.
know that.
yeah.
That's killer. How the hell does that even work?
I mean, those guys love them. They swear by them.
No
Get
kidding.
under,
I mean,
get under
when
a
I
new
take-
Bronco.
When I take my Land Cruiser out, I get underneath there with two 12mm wrenches and unbolt my sway bars.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Wow.
That's standard on the Bronco.
I didn't know they had that.
I wonder how. I bet you could retrofit that system right onto the truck,
Oh yeah, you can.
onto that Rover.
I'm sure there's aftermarket and OE retrofits for that.
I tell you what, though, I wouldn't own one of them damn Jeeps. Every freaking one of them that come into the shop, it's like, I don't know how much work I got to put into the damn thing. The damn timing chains, the freaking oil leaks everywhere, the damn shock towers rusted out in it.
Look at
Every
this guy.
Every place, every time I turn around, when I got one at the shop right now, and the customer's like, "Dude, I don't have that much money to put in everything." It's just my fault. You got
Just-
it, man.
Hey, that's the last time you're gonna see me in there. I'm done with that place.
What-
That's it,
what
man.
place? Oh, look at Smooth over here.
Yeah, Joe Smooth.
Teach me how to Dougie. Teach me how to Dougie.
Joe Smooth.
All the girls love me. All the girls love me. Listen to them over here.
Verde, Azur, Grazie.
What was your hold up with that place? I mean, you said all that and you didn't tell us why. No comment?
Me?
No, what was his hold up with that place? Because he's like, "Oh, you'll never catch me in there again."
Oh no.
Oh yeah, they shortchanged him on his pizza sub, and they thought there was pepperoni in it, and there wasn't. He said he was vegan, and he's been trying to do this intermittent fasting thing, and he keeps telling me about it, and well, they screwed him up. So
That man ain't vegan.
I am a vegan. You never knew?
You ain't no vegan, man. You ain't no damn. You didn't have my meat sausage. Never mind.
You're not a vegan.
You ain't no damn vegan, man. You can't place it. You ain't a
How do you think
vegan.
I stay so thin?
Hey, if you were I'm just saying. If you were
You know,
a vegan,
we're more likely to get canceled for talking about vegans.
yeah,
than-
we probably should stop because
Taxes. They'd be like, no, kill them.
anybody in the Metro Detroit area,
big-
typo in the live feed. What did I do? Screw it up? What did I screw that up? Oh, crying out loud. I'll fix it right quick. I can't spell. Anybody local, would you guys be interested in doing a meetup here? Possibly, grab a meal of food, possibly we remember when we went to Ford's garage, Ford boss?
Yeah, that was awesome, man.
It
I
would
don't know.
be, we would have to take the whole restaurant.
I mean, you guys, if you guys are local, check out Ford's garage. It is a uh pretty badass restaurant. DS and Ford Boss and Cody. We've all
I
been
don't
there.
know. I don't know if that's intimate enough.
They're in
for
Florida
the whole-
too.
Mhm.
They started in Fort Myers downtown.
Like that's
They're
a good thing for
franchises.
us, but for a meetup, you thinking maybe it's too hard to like, because it's nice. It's a nice sit down restaurant. Me, you, four.
Yeah, but they
boss,
got
right?
like a catering room thing
They've
Oh,
got
they
slash
two
in the back.
rooms.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't
we
know
could,
that.
you know, I don't know, rent out a space, take our time, hang out, eat, bullshit, have some cocktails, talk trucks, whatever. I think it would be kind of cool, for people to be a part of that. And the last one was coincidentally at the end of the year, a couple of years ago, and we kind of let some time pass by. But I think it's time to do another one, and especially
We ready.
since the community's grown some more, I think it'd be cool to meet a bunch of people. I'm from Fort Myers. That's good. We're working on a truck from Fort Myers in a couple of months here. If you want to get on the list, email us. We'll be
I
glad
wanted
to take
do
care
one
of
in
you.
my shop.
Come again, over.
I was gonna do one in my shop and just clear out one of the lots and have it to where all the subscribers can park all their trucks and their cars into one lot.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
We can do that at my place on a Sunday when nobody's there. There's so
Yeah.
much room. You can just like have that whole area, that whole yard.
Oh yeah. What about next week? Yeah, right. They even I'm local, but don't have my diesel anymore. I love Ford's garage though. Yeah, definitely.
They ate some good food.
Yeah, they
They
got
just
some good
put-
food.
They just put a new one in Champions Gate, so I'll have to go to that one.
I looked into opening
my
up a
list.
franchise because they don't have one where I live, and I looked at doing a franchise.
I've never heard of it. So
You never heard of Ford's Garage?
no.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's legit, man. It's pretty good.
They got, it's nice too. It's a real nice family, kind of sporty atmosphere, car atmosphere.
That's cool.
Hmm.
That
At
would
least
go,
the one,
that would go
Lamps
well
around
here.
your silverware, and you can
The
take
ones
the whole
down-
thing home with you.
the ones down here is pretty close to Hooters, if you ask me. But that's just
No.
me.
Oh, really?
Hey, remember?
Yeah.
Yes. You remember the waiter? Chris.
Oh, dude, that was so funny. That was
Aaron, you
funny.
you remember that waiter, Aaron?
Yeah.
It was like Hooters, but the opposite.
The ones down here is almost like Hooters. I mean, it's pretty close. Or Twin Peaks, maybe.
Yeah, we have both of those here.
Let's have the meetup at Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks is better. Not better than Ford's garage.
Mm, you guys can go to Twin Peaks.
I'd rather go to Ford's garage.
I ain't giving them HOEs my monies. Mm-mm.
Voting with your dollars.
Mm-hmm.
That's done.
They had a Ford's drive-in in Montana. It was like no kidding. That's cool.
Fluffy's in here. What's up, buddy?
What up, Fluffy?
Where's
Okay.
Ford Viking Mechanic?
Yeah.
We can do it at my place. I got the whole
At home,
yard,
probably.
and I can get a food truck. My
Well,
neighbor,
he needs to get on here.
my neighbor next to me has a food truck business. He's
Send a
got a bunch of
message.
food trucks in there, and I'll just tell him like, "Hey, give us like 2 of those food trucks. We can all bring our trucks, get a bunch of tables and stuff, and have a whole meet and greet."
Can people without trucks go?
That would be dope.
Yeah, you can just show up with just shoes, no
I mean,
vehicle.
all right.
You don't need anything else, just shoes?
Because I mean, I want to
That's pretty
go.
awkward
I want to
shit.
go, but I'm not. If I go, I'm not going to bring my truck. I'll just fly a plane and like get a rental car.
You could rent
Brandon,
it.
What about
I don't want to
what
go.
about a
If we're all going, I
safari?
want to go.
I'm gonna
Could we-
bring
could we drive a
Grandpa's
safari up
grandma
there?
too.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Well,
want,
when
you
you
wanna
come
see
up here,
something?
I'll give you a truck to drive. You can drive my 450 around.
Aaron, I'm gonna send you a
Alright.
picture. It's from your favorite people.
I will totally drive
Uh-oh.
50 around.
Oh, from your favorite people's parts.
Uh-oh. What up, cool guy? Can you
DS.
show up with the flat? I mean, I'm not about to fix a flat, but
He said Fiat.
DS.
oh,
can
I
you-
thought it looked like with an L. I'm like, a
It's all the
flat.
same.
All right, hold on, let me look at this picture.
That's from your favorite company's filter. Tell me that filter's stopping anything.
80, 90. What in Alabama Hot Pocket? What in
Uncle Jesse's cousin, sister, brothers.
goddamn Betty White, Betty Crock? Man,
That
that's far out, man.
that kit's not stopping a disaster.
Put it in a group chat.
Oh, that's no good.
Wrenching my boy. Thank you, Fluffy. I appreciate it, man. Gonna be fun. I'm gonna take you guys along with me, and it's gonna be a great story. And I'm excited to get some trucks going. We got a
You said it was Fluffy?
Yeah, fluffy Mexican. Yeah.
Ah.
hey,
I
my
wonder
hombre. He looks like a fluffy mechanic.
He's been climbing up there pretty quick, fellas.
Yeah.
I'm seeing
Yeah.
them numbers lately. He's starting to hit that algorithm.
I like that.
Oh, that Fluffy. I know who
Yeah.
you are, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some troll showed up on his page once, running their mouth. I remember that guy.
Mhm.
That's
You know what I
Hey,
like?
if you're interested, man, I'd like to get an independent guy on here. I see, what kind of work you're doing. If you want to
He's a
BS with us
Nissan
some
tech.
night. Oh hell yeah! Okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he was independent. I don't think he's not independent, is he?
No, he works for Nissan.
Yeah, I think Ray and me are the only independent ones now. Oh, Aaron is now.
You know, for boss,
Let me
agree
put
with
this
that.
down. Let me
for
put
boss,
this down.
uh,
Hold on. My
think
season. Let me put this down.
for boss, I think I'm ready to become independent too.
INDEPE. You know that.
I mean, what do you
Meanwhile,
boss?
What
If
is
I'm not
What is the
Like-
point of that
for
filter?
boss, I can do brakes.
that's supposed to be on the return side of a disaster prevention kit to stop the metal from going
It
all
looks
over
like
the
it
system.
creates its own metal to go all over the system.
You could do brakes.
I can do some stuff.
You could show Aaron about those brakes, can't you?
Yes.
I don't know
Oh,
if
that was a
Fluffy
great-
wants to work on my my Skyline that I'm gonna get eventually.
Oh, what is that, Cody?
I was like, wait, what?
Master.
Like,
Yeah, I
like-
got a
like,
I got a
what?
R34 that I haven't told you guys about. Sing it,
No,
bro.
for
Sing
boss,
it.
I can do a lot of stuff. I really can do a lot of stuff.
Aaron, you want me to send you his email?
Say that again.
You want me to send you his email?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
The Chrysler of Japan.
And you know what I like about him though? I'll tell you what I like about Fluffy. Fluffy is not hard. He's not scared to go after these trolls that leave stupid, ridiculous comments on his page, but do it in a very tasteful, educational way. I love that. I love that.
Perfect.
Oh. Okay. Cody, we need to do some sleuthing.
Yeah.
I have my note down. I haven't gotten to it yet, but since we're on I can only touch 06. We need to look up OBD2 splitters. I need to disconnect. I need to hook up a tracker, but I need to have the. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? Ryan, pay attention. This is what we want. He's got something. Hyundai and Kia are the Chrysler and Plymouth of Korea. Hey, I got a Hyundai that's 400,000 on that thing.
Still driving it?
Hell yeah. Fluffy, I got your email. I'll email you and we'll hook up. Maybe we get you on the live stream.
I got to get him on a podcast or something like that. Talk to him about his experience in the industry.
What part of the country is he in?
Then I'll tell you guys afterwards. He's very peculiar about where he's at.
Roger that. Echo one.
I don't want to get him in trouble. I've been on his stream a few times, but I'll tell you afterwards.
Roger that. Listening. He went to go grab something.
Oh,
Mr. Eric.
oh, Fluffy, I've been busy, dude. I know it's been a minute since we've connected, but I've been busy.
So what we're looking for, Eric went to go grab something. One of our channel members here, Brian, he's got a bunch of Transit 16 to 18, and he has a tracker on these vehicles. And what his employees are doing is unplugging it, and he no longer has telematics and to be able to tell where his people are. So he wants to put a splitter, some type of device, or whatever Eric has right here. This is what we want. That's exactly what we want. Brian, this is exactly what you want. And we need to give him this information because he's going to plug the OBD right into the existing spot where it's got a bracket too.
And it came with zip ties.
The ones we use are Verizon system.
Here, I'll put a
Hold that
link.
up again. Hold that up. I didn't see it.
Oh,
Yeah, basically the same thing, but it goes to a box that we have hidden.
So that
the ambulances that's in a lot of them.
so
Okay.
that thing
I
can
just
hide
saw
up.
that
Hold
on a
on.
short.
I'll go get a link for it. Hold on 1 second here.
Just remember, don't use it on 17 to 19 trucks.
So with the transits, do they have upfitter? What do they have as far as upfitting? Because I know on our Super Duties we have our upfitter switch box with our.
You got it, Wrenching Mafia. My email's in the description. Just let me know. We'll get you taken care of.
Because my GPS company gives me the choice, either plug in to the OBD port, and it's real easy to do, or you can get the one where you just hook up 3 wires: power, hot, key on, ground, and power. And I always go for the key on, ground, and power, because if you open the door and see that it's plugged into the ODB port, you can just unplug it. Steal the vehicle, whatever, disappear with the vehicle, you've unplugged it. But that thing, you can relocate the plug-in GPS to like a tucked up in there, up
Mhm.
under the dash. And then hopefully
Instant termination? No shit. Wow. VIPs, A-Rod, do you have any comments on pusher intakes compound turbo kit? Pusher intakes? Yes. The compound turbo kit? No. For the trucks, we had a couple of, let's see, we've done 1, 2, 3. I think we've done about five trucks with the pusher intakes. All of them were completely stock, fitment, the pipes fit well onto the intake. Everything, the boots and everything were nice. But I have no experience with their with any compound kits. I've just seen pictures of it, and actually I've never seen one in real life. So I can only imagine. I did see Ryan's Diesel service just came out with a 64 millimeter 10 or 9 blade turbo for the 20s, which I thought was very sweet. So it was a drop in. I don't know, if there's going to be any type of calibration that's going to need to be changed, but I think is that the OBD splitter?
Yeah, it says unavailable. This one is, but you can buy these. There's other brands, other manufacturers. If you just go if you go on Amazon, just type in OBD2 splitter. You can sort through them. They make them. You can go 1 to 3, 1 to 2. There's all kinds of different cables like this. So I can't really tell you what I'm going to use this for on live, but I can do it after.
So hey, I do cars. I saw an interesting video, short on YouTube talking about the ODB port, and this guy bought something where he put a DeWalt battery onto some kind of port, and he's like, someone was selling on Amazon or something, like it hooks up to a DeWalt battery and it charges the vehicle, like trickle charges the vehicle through the port. And the guy was like, your ODB2 port is connected directly to your battery through this pin, and then ground is this pin, and somehow
So it's always fused. That's the problem. So if you're using a DeWalt, then it's 12 volts. It's 12 volts. It's not 13.8, which is typically what batteries like to see. So trickle chargers usually put out more than just 12 volts. So
you put an 18 volter or 20 volter or something like that.
Yeah, but then it can't regulate that. So that's not I wouldn't do that. Let's just
I wouldn't do it either.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I've jump started cars with my M18 batteries.
Yeah, me too.
No kidding.
Not the 20s though, but 18s. Yeah.
I've never done it with a 20. Obviously, I don't have 20 stuff. I have Milwaukee stuff. But I don't really like that. I will say that what I have done in the past is when you, especially on modern cars, there's lots of information stored in the computer, stored in all these modules, not just radio stations, but it's all your PIDs. It's all of your, your learned the transmission controllers, all this learned adaptive driving stuff, the memory seats, memory mirrors, all these things. And you don't want to lose that if you replace the battery. So I have seen things that plug into your OBD2 port and provide voltage while you're changing a battery, so that you don't lose any
12 volt, 12 volt voltage.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that you plug into the wall.
And you plug it into.
Okay, so they have a different style.
Or you can plug it into another car's cigarette lighter.
Okay, so
just to get that little bit of.
They have a different style.
If you know the pinout of the ODB port, in theory, could you come up with a plug for all these guys that are running, whether it's Links Up or whatever brand, it plugs right into the ODB2 port? Only thing it's doing is reading power, ground, and ignition. So for guys that want to keep their trackers, they don't want to go buy all new trackers. Could you, in theory, take that a plug like what you have?
Yeah, you can do
have power, ground, and ignition.
Absolutely.
And power the tracker and have it hidden in any spot in the vehicle.
Yeah, you could do that and still retain the ability to read codes and plug into this with a scan tool.
But you could also that thing, you'd have to like plug it in and then tuck it away underneath the dash, and it'll still use that port. But could you get that pigtail, have those pins provide power, ground, and ignition to that?
So they make these to where they, instead of having two male ends, they have one female, or one female, one male end, and then they have unterminated wires, just so that you can supply your power and ground or even your data lines to whatever needs it. And then you remove your factory diagnostic port and you install this one.
Okay. So it depends on what this guy's running, because if he's running something where it's actually reading data, then he needs the full plug going to his ODB port. If he's reading like collision data or like get fuel, some of them will measure fuel amounts, and check engine light comes on, it measures that. So if that's the case, then he would need one that actually hooks up to the port.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
if
there's
it's one
there's
that's
ones that are like OBD gauge, and there's other stuff that people plug in. I found one in a car that said that if you plug it in, it saves fuel mileage, it like helps on gas. And
What?
that's a
yeah,
little
I haven't. I can't remember what car it's in. One of these cars has it in the glove box. It's like this gimmicky little thing, and you can still buy them. They're like $40, and they claim that it gets your car to
They
get better.
don't.
I know
They
it doesn't.
don't.
It's just like trying to put a resistor on your intake air tap sensor and making it faster. That doesn't do anything.
I
The
mean, you
pedal
could,
monster does what it says though.
Yeah, because you're not manipulating and you're not skewing any circuits. You're literally just allowing the throttle to act on a 1-to-1.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
have a different style OBD connector that's newer that a lot of dealer techs and stuff are starting to show in videos online, that you don't hook it into the cigarette lighter. You don't hook it into here and there. It goes directly into the OBD port, and it has upgraded cables, and it's a fused cable system that you actually hook up to an external 12-volt car battery and just plug it right in. And you can do all your work with everything unplugged, and it lasts a lot longer than some of these
oh
smaller
man,
systems.
thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. I just text you too.
Rich, how long is the cable on one of those? Because I only have the one that plugs into the cigarette lighter, and usually what I do is I'll just take like a wire lead with an alligator clip and just power the fuse block,
Mm-hmm.
and then
I mean,
wrap up the end of the battery cable. I
It's
wouldn't
pretty
mind having-
long. It's pretty long. It comes in a cable. It's rolled up. There's like it's several feet to it. So you can like literally have a battery outside the vehicle somewhere and have it hooked up, and then run the lead from like up front by the tire underneath the door inside. So it's out of your way while you're working, and still have everything powered up while you're doing it. I seen it. There was a Chrysler tech that was using it, and he was on TikTok, and I was like, is that legit? Did they actually make that? Cause that is like that's awesome. Cause I'm working a long time with stuff unplugged, and I run into these situations, and especially after technicians are done servicing customers' vehicles, sometimes they lose radio stations. They certain features don't work because they don't know you have to go in and reset certain systems in order for everything to come back online. And I bought one, and I used it on a Mercedes recently, and it worked phenomenal. I had it up by the tire, ran the lead up inside. It was completely out of my way, and I was like, dude, this Chrysler tech just saved me a ton of time working on these cars.
So, hey, when you're using that thing, you know how they say you got to unhook the battery terminals so you don't damage, the vehicle when you're working
Mhm.
on it. When you hook that thing up, is the vehicle still going to arc out when you use tools? Is there still a danger of it arcing out with that thing plugged into it?
No, because it's all it's like so low of voltage and amperage and stuff going through there just to keep the basic memory, or what would you call it, Eric? What's it called, like EEPROM, or the data stored in like the individual computers or something like that?
The
They have
cam and all that.
So
they have it to where
you can still see an arc, but you're not going to get like a weld from all that voltage, like a battery hooked up.
I mean, I've done some stupid shit with that thing hooked up so far, and I ain't never seen
Even an arc.
anything. No, I have not even seen an arc come of it. So I mean,
It's just keeping modules alive.
but now
Interesting.
you can use the capacity of a freaking battery, like a full size car battery there, so you can work a really long time with everything being unplugged. Like if I'm doing a dash job, you guys gonna I don't even know why I'm admitting this, but we had a 2020 Fusion come in recently, and I had this hooked up to it because we had to remove the dash from the car because it was in an accident, and replace the harness behind it. And the way they did this is they took the dash apart piece by piece by piece by piece, and I was like, oh my god, why didn't you guys just do it the way the manual said? They would have made it so much easier. And I had that thing plugged in almost the entire time while they were inside working, and they were able to take the harness and everything and lay it down. And I don't know what they did, but when they went to go put in the new harness, they had all the connectors unplugged kind of down in the footwell, and just the skeleton of the dash, so they could build it back piece by piece by piece, and had all the harness pulled over. They hurried up and unplugged everything, and then plugged the module back in really quick with all the connectors within like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and it didn't lose anything. Nothing.
No kidding.
The capacitors alone had enough storage to where that brief moment where they unplugged everything to put the new module and stuff and the harness and everything back in, it was just enough time so it didn't lose everything.
I wonder what happens when you unplug a Super Duty. Because if I hook a battery, I just do one at a time.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So if you
Like
do both,
Forward Boss
what's
was
gonna
talking
happen?
about, these explorers that we were working on, these police interceptors, and how crucial all these switches and everything are to micro voltage, and like that emergency brake. Remember I was getting that. You remember? Remember we were talking through. That was a pain in the butt.
That
That
was
wound-
such a bad. Oh my God, we bring back nightmares now.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Yes,
I
I
had some-
undo both batteries on the 6.7.
And there's no negative effect or what?
No, why would there be a negative effect?
Do you lose everything in the stereo? Do you have to?
No, it switches it to AM, and all you got to do is just hit radio and turn it back to AM.
You don't have to reprogram any Bluetooth or nothing?
No,
No, I didn't think so.
nothing happens. I mean, what happens when you do alternators? You're going to leave one battery plugged in?
No,
I used to never think that was an issue because I knew the proper way that Ford taught us when we went to school, when we learned all these systems and learn the way they want us to do things. I never thought that I'd ever see the day or hear of so many complaints about dealers or independent shops or people themselves, like the DIY guy, replacing batteries in their vehicle to the extent of getting complaints every month of like, what the heck, dude? All I did was just replace my battery, and like, there's so much stuff on my truck that doesn't work now. And
Yep.
well, I did you read your owner's manual? Did you read the reset procedure in the owner's manual? Did you see in the owner's manual it says after you let it sit for 8 hours untouched, it resets on its own? Did you see any of that stuff? Oh, no, I didn't. There's a battery monitor reset. No, I didn't. I didn't know that. There's so much that these people don't know, and even the dealer techs and independent techs don't know on these systems.
Yeah. I mean,
well, back in the
BMWs
day,
have
when
a
you unhook
charging,
the battery,
and if you don't coat a battery on a BMW, you shorten the life of the new battery.
Yeah.
back in the day, you unhook the battery, you got to redo everything. Radio needs to be redone, times off, all that. But on the new vehicle, if you unhook the battery, I think, I don't know, there's all that stuff. That stuff's still there.
Just depends on
Unless
the
something else goes wrong.
You might find me on the Mexican radio. I think this is where we're going to start the post game, the after party of the live stream. All 130 of you guys was 140. I appreciate you so much for watching every week. I love BSing with you guys and talking trucks and eating some favorite treats. This is not sponsored. I just like eating these. And somebody get me hooked up with bubbly. I tried calling Pepsi and they said, no, you're a loser. We're not talking to you. So, yeah, until next time, you got any forwards, let me know. Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod at Gmail. And Friday, we will see you once again. And yeah, I love you guys.